Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. Today I'm here to review the latest episode of My Little Pony, or the early release of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 7 episode 13. So yes, this is another early episode review brought to you by the great country of Australia on their Boomerang channel whatnot. So yeah, if you do not want to be spoiled, sorry about that, my mom was calling me. Anyway, so yeah, so if you do not want to be spoiled or anything, I suggest exiting out the video and such. But for those who have already seen the episode and want to see my thoughts, then stick around and enjoy the review. So yeah, the episode entitled is The Perfect Pair, in which we get to find out about the whole Apple family and Pear family feud that happened long ago. It first happens when we see Apple come towards a pear stand run by this older elderly stallion pony named Grand Pear, who apparently was from Ponyville, but decided to come back, quote unquote, in his words, for a change of pace. But when Apple Bloom, tries out his pear jam, whatever, she loves it, and then he decides to give her a jar for free, which was really nice and stuff. And then when she comes home with it and suggests, hey, we can put this on the pancakes, and yeah, as soon as Applejack and Big Mac saw that it was a jar of pear jam, they immediately freak out and try to bury it under the wood floor in the dirt. And then they explain to Apple Bloom that there's a history between the apples and the pears as a huge feud, and when they try to ask Granny Smith about it, she gets too upset to even be able to explain it. She gets too emotional. And so they decide the best course of action is to go to Goldie Delicious, whoever her name is. And yeah, because she's like pretty much, as they said in the episode, apple pie, whatever the episode with Pinkie Pie and the Apple family. Where we get to see the whole household that has the legacy of the Apple family, and we find out about the whole feud through this book that Golden Delicious had. And yeah, apparently, back when when Granny Smith and Grandpa were young, they had this little feud over selling apples in pairs, and yeah, they clashed with one another, and the rest of the family did, except for two, that is Pear Butter and I believe Bright Mac, who turns out to be none other than Applejack's parents, which was really exciting and shocking. Turns out they're half pears. And yeah, we find out about how they first met, and how Bright Mac nicknamed Pear Butter Buttercup, and essentially that's the only name they've never known their mother by. So yeah, and when she's like, oh, I would continue on, I would have to get this book, but it's guarded by this cougar, so I'll just let, so you're just gonna have to wait a while. Oh, never mind, I just remembered, Bright Mac was friends with I forget what his name was, the wood carving pony, cutter pony, and yeah. So they go to him to find out more, and how, he was, pretty much, was great at plowing fields, but was really distracted by, Pear Butter, and yeah, crashed into her their I guess their what's that thing called, the water thing, and when grandparent was thinking that it was her daughter that did it. Was Bright Mac decides to stick up for her and admit that it was him, which pretty much shows case how like where Applejack gets her honesty from in the family line, bloodline and stuff. So that was pretty neat. We get to see that, and yeah, we get to see more of how their love blossoms through another pony, that we know, that is Mrs. Cake, because she was really close to Pear Butter when they were little, when they're very young, and we get to see how Pear Butter helped Mrs. Cake realize her purpose in life and what her true passion is and stuff through pursuit of baking, and she helped her with that. It was really cute and sweet, and when she finally got her key mark, whatever, and she decides to bake a cake for her as a surprise, for thanking her for helping her out, and she catches them like on a date, having a picnic, whatnot, and then they it's like, don't tell anyone about this, and she's like, all right, does the whole zip lip thing, but unfortunately Granny Smith comes along and sees that. Well, they are together and she's like, what are you doing with the parent, and just immediately spits on the ground as a signification of how disgusted she is to see that her son is with a pear pony. And she drags him off by the ear and stuff, and then we get to see another flashback with them having another like date, whatever, and we get to see this like an over like 1,000, I can't remember like how exactly, but something hour anniversary. And since the first time he nicknamed her Buttercup, and it was really sweet and stuff. And we get a nice little song from Pear Butter, who I found out that is voiced by Felicia Day. So also Grandpear is voiced by William Shatner, which explains why we're having this long hiatus in the U.S. But that aside, this song, oh my gosh, for the most part, the episode, I was pretty alright up until the Pear Butter started singing it. Oh my gosh, that's where it hit me hard and got me to cry. I'll leave a link to my reaction in the description below for y'all to check out. But putting that aside, it was really sweet, heartwarming, and really feelsy. And and then soon they had to go to the Mare pony to find out like what happened afterwards, because it turns out Grandpa was going to have Pear Butter move to Vancouver, and she is unhappy with that, and so they decide to secretly have like a secret wedding through the help of Mare when she was younger and stuff. And it was really sweet, heartwarming, until they came both, Granny Smith and Grandpa came across it, and they decided that this stand up to them both, and Pear Butter's like, the Apple families are my family too, and then Grandpa makes her make it the harsh decision of choosing who she wants to be with, and she decides, wholeheartedly to decide to, with the Apple family, and then she sees that you can see that how upset she is by it. She doesn't really want to have to make the decision because she considers them both their family and stuff, and it's like really heartbreaking, and you see how bitter Grandpa is in that scene. Is like, fine, be that way, and then he leaves, and all the while Mare witnesses this all happens, and it's like, wow. And both Mrs. Cake and Mare they know about it, but they never knew when to bring it up, and they decided, you know what, the Apple siblings decided, you know what, let's, this now is the better time to bring it up. So they decided to go confront both Grandpa and Granny Smith. When they confront Grandpa, they like, we're Applejack, Big Mac and Apple Bloom, and you obviously probably know it, don't you? And it's like, yeah, Apple Bloom points out, you didn't just come back here just for a change of pace, but you come back here because you feel sorry about what happened long ago and want to make up and get to know us. And that's exactly what happens. He pretty much admits that he's sorry about what happened, and you should have not done that. And wants to get to know them better, and yeah. And then we have like this little next scene later. We have this heartwarming reunion with Granny Smith and Grandpa, and pretty much, apologizing to Granny Smith and vice versa. And it was really just sweet. That's all I can say. This episode was so bittersweet, especially near the end, when Apple Bloom's like, oh, they left this something to remember them by. Pretty much another huge indication that they are dead. The Apple parents are dead. They haven't outright stated it, but I'm pretty sure that's what the indication was meant to be. And yeah, maybe we'll get like a direct confirmation, like through a tweet or whatever, like how the creators did with the Kurosami ship, whatever, but only this time it's about death. So I'm not sure, maybe not. But I think this is the closest thing we're going to get confirmation for a while now. But that isn't really the point. It's like, the whole gesture, leaving behind something for, their children and stuff in future generations. It was so sweet. It has like the whole pear and apple trees intertwining with one another, forming like a shape of a heart in the middle, and it was like, oh, right in the feels. And yeah, and it ends with them having like a nice group family hug. And my gosh, I know I often joke about 10 out of 10 best episode ever and stuff, but in this case I truly mean it this time. This is honestly essentially what I see as a perfect episode. Telling the perfect backstory, perfect lore. The only thing that we didn't get was not a direct confirmation, but that's such a small minor flaw in the episode that it gets way overweighed by all the greatness that was in this episode, in my opinion. And yeah, this is honestly one of the best episodes, not in the season, but in the entire series. And not only the entire series, but honestly one of the best cartoon episodes I have ever seen in my life. Tell me your thoughts in anyways. Yeah, nothing me with like praising this going over this episode. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you enjoy this episode? If not, why or why not? I'd be hard to believe if anyone really hated this episode in particular. But I'm sure there is like a small group of people somewhere on the internet that do hate this episode. But that aside, be sure to leave a like, comment if you haven't subscribed for more videos. Until next time, people, I'll catch you all later. Peace.